On this video, I'm sharing the 5 mindset shifts that every entrepreneur needs to succeed unimaginably. That's a big word, unimaginably succeed. Those are all big words. But anyway, you get the point. And I am sharing these 5 shifts based on my personal experience working with people and working on my own businesses over the last 25 years or more at this point in time. Many lessons along the way, many opportunities, many failures. And I have a feeling that what I'm sharing on this video it's very hard to find somewhere else. That has been my goal all along with all the videos that I'm creating, that I come here and share something that it will be relatively harder for somebody who is watching this video to find somewhere else. That's my goal. That's my idea. If I succeed in this, let me know, write a comment so that I get a little bit more motivated. I come back with some better ideas, bigger ideas. In fact, all those ideas are within me. I just need to get them out. And the way I can get them out is from from through a comment from you. That's all. Okay, so let's get into this. The first and the foremost are 5 shifts. Shift number 1: stop chasing freedom. Okay, so as an entrepreneur, why are you in this? What business are you doing? Whatever business you are in, you probably are in because you want to make a lot of money. Okay, um, and based on my experience, my personal experience, and also working with people, what I've seen is people get into their own business for wrong reasons. They get in because they don't like structure. I don't like my boss. I don't like my company. Okay, you don't like structure, then the chances are, well, um, I don't like structure. I want freedom. Okay, I want freedom. That's why I don't like structure. Okay, you want freedom. Freedom comes from structure. That's the truth. So if you get into business for the wrong reasons, 3 things usually happens. One is that you are bound and tied to your calendar, and you are chasing, helping unreasonable clients. That's where your time is lost. And then you are chasing inconsistent revenue. Sometimes you have good months, sometimes you have bad months. Money is a problem. Everything is going to tax you and going to break you down. Okay, so discipline creates freedom. So stop chasing freedom, start mastering discipline. What do? You behave like as if you are the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. You block your time, you really just become intentional, you become pig-headed, and you get things done. That's how it works. Okay, that's the shift number 1. That's shift number 2 is there is nothing called perfection. Okay, ugly launch and learning fast. I meet people who tell me, and I'm waiting for my funnel to be done, my copy to be written, my emails to be set, my autoresponder to be configured. Listen, get over with all that stuff. You need to launch quickly. You need to go to the market. You need to get the feedback, real feedback. You know, there is something called real feedback and there's something called fantasy feedback. The fantasy feedback is in you. Okay, real feedback is when you launch something, you get a response from the marketplace, whatever it is, whether a sale or whatever, ideally a sale. So and thereafter many more sales. That's the real feedback. You learn from there and you start kind of improvising from that point on. So there are so many different philosophies around this, but bottom line is this: I haven't, in the last about maybe 6 years, I haven't coached anybody to a full website, to a full funnel, none of that stuff. You simply launch whatever you have, go to the market, get it done, get real feedback. Perfection is is fear in disguise. It's a mask that you have on you. If I need to get this perfect, then things, what if you do everything perfect and it doesn't work? Okay. Third shift, don't go solo. Okay, you're an entrepreneur, you're bootstrapping this. Don't go solo because you'll get tired. Okay. Yes, with brilliance you can pull it off, but isolation will weaken you. Personal experience. You'll be left alone. Nobody will understand you. You'll be fighting everybody in your thoughts, in your feelings. It's a lonely game, and the only way to beat this is a community. I'm not saying that you enlist the entire community around you, but but find a mentor, find a mastermind that you can belong to, people who understand your inner feelings, your inner emotions, where you can go express without being judged. Um, uh, you know, I've seen people, the lone wolves. It's just like, trying to row a ship alone uh, when the ship is gathering water. So, yeah, you can run a business alone. Just a matter of time, you'll fade away. Trust me, seen that. Okay. The next shift, your job is to obsess over the problems, not your brand. People don't care about your brand. People only care about their pain. So your job is to solve the pain and not sit there and keep on updating the logo or updating the fonts, condensing the page size. I've seen all that. I get on coaching calls, I ask them, what did you do this past week? And the response is like, I just, cleaned up the colors I did not like. Who cares? Really, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Okay. Talk to real customers, solve real problems, get real feedback. Here is what I know. Passion fades. Passion fades. Solving real problems fuels innovation, keeps you relevant, and also generates revenues. You solve real problems. Okay. Um, the fifth shift, the last one, is you got to think simple, you think sharp, and you think small. Okay. Believe me, I've met a lot of people who tell me this is going to be $1 million business. I challenge you to do this. Generate $10,000 a month first before thinking of $1 million. Um, if you can't solve the smallest of the smallest problems in the area that you are focused in, the chances of you making a multi-million-dollar business doesn't exist. And you know, I live in Silicon Valley in the Bay Area. I have several Indian restaurants who have consulted with me. 9 out of 10, not all, but 9 out of 10, that's a big number, by the way, could be 8 out of 10. If I ask them, what is your 5-year goal or a 10-year goal? The response I get is, I want to have maybe 5 or 10 restaurants, and then going to sell or whatever, like, roll them up and then sell, whatever. And my question to them is very simple. Did you fix all the imperfections in your current restaurant? And the answer is no. I'm still dealing with employee issues. I'm still dealing with chef issues. I'm still working through the location issue. Question is very simple. If you try to scale something, that which you have no control and that which you have not perfected yet, all the imperfections will also scale along with the success you're trying to scale. So if you're just trying to scale revenues, understand that every hidden problem that exists in that business will also replicate, will also scale. So now you have two sets of independent stacked issues that you need to deal with. And then if you're scaling it even aggressively, then we have a serious problem. Okay. So focus on one problem, solve it, try to see if you can generate $100,000 from it. If you have a $100,000 proven revenue solution, then try to see if you can scale it to a $500,000 or maybe $1 million. If not, don't do it. As simple as that. In my hypnosis business, I was and am solving many problems. But if you go and land on any of the websites, each one problem has its own website. Each one of those websites has its own traffic source, and it only speaks to one problem. I have an anxiety website just dedicated to anxiety relief through hypnosis. That's it. That's what it does. I'm not going and saying that I'm going to solve all your problems with hypnosis. No. People who have anxiety issues, anxiety is a niche that we are targeting, and that's the only thing I'm going to drop the link here, fastanxietyrelief.com. Go check it out. All it does is solve that problem. Then I have another website that does a separate issue, separate problem, only dedicated to that one specific issue, which is how to deal with narcissism. Okay, that's it. That's all. Using hypnosis again. I could combine all these things into one website, and I hope that I can make $1 million out of it. Doesn't exist. Won't work. And there are many reasons why that is structured that way. Each one is treated as an independent business. And then I have a leadership training coaching, and it's specifically executive leadership. It's a different website altogether. I also have another website which talks about another business, technically, how to scale your coaching, consulting, speaking, training business using radio. That's a different website altogether. That's all there is on that particular website, on that URL, on that page. That's it. They're all independent businesses, each specifically targeting to one problem, to solve one problem. And several of them are in that $7,000 to $10,000 range a month, and we scale from there. We don't combine all of them together. Okay. So those are the 5 shifts. I hope this is helpful. If it is, do me a favor, write a comment. And if you want to share this video with somebody who you think will benefit, by all means, please do that. If you subscribe to this channel, I'll be in front of you more often, which actually is 1 video a day at this time for the last 15 days since I came back, or last 12 days since I came back to YouTube. And that's all there is to this. So wherever you are, you be safe, and I'll be seeing you, and we'll be having another incredible conversation as early as tomorrow. Take care. Bye now.